Hello, fellow filmophiles. Are you frequenting the media platforms looking for that next special podcast that'll get you in the mood or find you the right movie to watch for your special night? Well, guess what? You should check out Torn Reels. With Andy as the host and his brother Sean as the co-host, you can never go wrong with whatever subject they bring up next. Good morning and salutations, harlots. It's Saturday.
Just stop. What the
Immediately, you're so...
you go from the first podcast here, wake up, bitches, it's Saturday, to salutations, it is the Sabbath. Why would you...
Salutations, harlots.
Oh my God.
What?
And welcome to another fantastic episode of Our Quarter.
Oh, I thought we stopped. We're still...
Oh, are we going back with it?
No, we're still going. Keep going. Keep going. It's fine. It's good.
Okay.
Why do you have to ruin
I
shit?
didn't ruin
Everything,
anything.
man.
Fucking God.
This is the only podcast that has a gentle touch with an iron fist. I'm
Okay.
your host, Aaron.
Oh, they did say that.
They
That's
did say
dope.
that. With me today is the main man himself.
What's up, guys? It's Sean.
And today we have our very special guest from our Torn Reels,
Sup?
Andy.
My co-host.
So, there is a phenomenon taking the entire gaming community by storm right now.
Your storm.
Do you happen to know what that is?
Is it... I can never say their name. I always want to say Devil Driver, but that's a band.
That's
Devil
a band.
Driver.
That's a band.
That's a
Yeah,
band.
you're
That's
absolutely
it.
right.
That's
Gaming
it.
community is all about Devil Driver right
Yep.
now.
Devil Driver.
Yeah, they were obsessed
about that.
No, what was it? What is it called? Helldivers 2, right?
Helldivers
For
2.
democracy.
Helldivers 2. So this game was developed by Arrowhead Studios.
Amazing.
It was published by Sony Entertainment. Like they let out the game.
Oh, okay.
So a couple things from the first one to the second one, right? The first one was actually a top-down shooter. So when you think of it, think of like that old the Call of Duty Zombies
Grand Theft
one.
Auto 3?
Like Grand Theft Auto 3, exactly. This one, however, has a third-person shooter view. All right? So first things first, the third-person shooter view that they have, games can either do that really well or really poorly.
Yeah, depends on the studio.
This one, from the gameplay that I've seen, has done it extremely well because it gives off that Battlefront 2 vibe, but it feels like it's got buffer graphics. I feel like there's not as many bugs or there's not as many lags that go into this.
There's a lot of bugs, actually.
Oh, is there?
There's a lot of bugs. Not like in the software, but the game. There's bugs.
Like I heard. Oh,
Kill bugs. You said there's no bugs. There are a lot of
there's
bugs.
a lot of bugs. There's planets of bugs.
Fuck them bugs, bro. Fuck them bugs.
You're the reason I'm gonna drive a heart attack. Like,
Probably, dude.
anyway, so
So a lot of cool things, right? A lot of people rave about it, going
Minus
back and
the bugs.
forth with like the fact that the servers crash all the time because there's so many people that are on it.
dude, let's talk about that for a minute.
For
How he
Super Earth.
had the fact that he had the same thing happen that the guy who created Binding of Isaac did. Like he
Yes,
was
sir.
like, bro, no one's gonna play this. I'll just make it for like 350 people, and you literally had like 3.7 million people trying to get into the servers at the exact same time. What was the delay? Like 30 minutes?
Yeah,
like almost
it
an
was.
hour. You had.
It would always
you had to
tell you.
wait.
It would always tell you servers are full. Please wait, and you would have to sit there for about 30 minutes in order to get into the game to fight the bugs and the automatons.
You know what showed me that this game was fucking amazing? The fact that you waited fucking 30 minutes to play it on the goddamn
Yes,
server.
sir.
That showed that it was a great.
Yeah.
that game would anally rape you.
Oh my God,
Yep.
Andy.
100%.
Why are you the way you are?
No,
man?
dude, they would
Full send.
destroy you.
Full send. From what I've seen, there are things in there that kill you that don't even make sense.
I don't want to
Dude,
say
like-
that they have aimbot, but they have aimbot.
They
for
have it.
fucking sure.
Actually, to be 100% candid with you, there actually has been confirmation that there is a developer in there who goes by the name of Joel, who actually acts like a game master. So as if the game gets too easy, he raises the difficulty, or he splits, like he sets up stratagems to divide the entire group so that way you don't start succeeding too fast or you don't succeed at all.
Wow.
Hey, yo, Joel, whoever the fuck you are, you can go
think
fuck
about
yourself.
it like this,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Joel
horrible.
is in control. Oh, it is.
That's
No,
horrible.
it makes the game so much fun.
So
though.
he's the Sky Daddy.
He is
from-
the Sky Daddy.
Yeah, he's Sky Daddy.
So
okay,
they
cool.
had there was I think there's a story about how there was some gamers that were taking over a planet too quickly.
Yeah.
and he woke up and he got the automatons and he gave them reinforcements like in the middle of the night.
Imagine your whole
He got
job
up
is
and
to fuck up
there was an
gamers.
alarm.
That's a great
An alarm
job.
went off and this dude jumped in and was like, "No, not today. Peace out." Like, could
That's
you imagine the
No,
level?
imagine, no, dude. I'm jumping in for like the first
Why
time.
can't I have that
Hold on.
job? That sounds like my ideal job.
Right.
Like-
let me explain to you. I jump into this game for the first time, right? And they tell me go to the automatons, right? Which is like the Terminators, right? And you jump in, you're like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna jump in. And at first you're killing them, and you're like, yeah, dude, fuck you, right? You beat the first level, you jump back in, and there's a fucking AT-AT. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
Why?
Why have AT-ATs?
no, it gets worse than
There was
that.
no copyright infringement on that.
No,
Like,
not even one.
This thing is dripping with copyright.
No,
infringement.
not even
Like,
that. No,
The
wait.
thing that would make
time-
it more suable is if you added the DeLorean.
No,
That's
ti-
it.
Time out. No,
Dude,
'cause
I'm serious.
It
It
gets
has that-
fucking worse, bro. You jump in, it's an AT-AT, right?
Yeah.
And you fucking kill him. You go, okay, I finally found a way I can kill him. Bet that's the toughest opponent. That's not. It's not. You walk in and you go into the third round and there's a fucking tank, and not just a tank, by the way. It's an armor-proof tank. So you're like, fuck you.
That reminds me of a game. What was that game that you wanted to play? What was it, Dark Souls?
Yeah.
That you were like they were basically telling you the tutorials on how to roll, how to dodge, and
And then
oh,
boss.
By the way, boss. And
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
The
hello.
starting point was right back there.
I see it. I'm
Like,
looking
I'm
at the
looking
starting
at it.
point.
I rolled.
It's
I
fucking
rolled.
paces. What
I
do you mean,
rolled
boss?
3 feet away. Like,
Right.
What do you mean,
I
boss?
turned, dude.
Those games make me cry.
The armor
I
on
cry,
that, by
like
the
hard,
way?
like ugly cry.
did you know the armor on that was actually set up where they actually used real weapons and armored targets to see how the ballistics would actually affect them?
Yeah, well, it didn't clearly fucking work because
Well-
my guns don't do shit to people.
I mean, get
They're
good,
bugs.
scrubs.
And automatons.
That sounds worse.
Give me a plasma rifle. Do something, dude.
That sounds
Fuck.
worse.
Fuck
So-
me.
They're
This-
gonna give you a steel sword like they did in Dune.
This
We
does
have
tie
lasers,
in,
but-
though. This does tie in with the fall of Malevelon Creek. I'm sure, like, you've played, so you've heard this, but apparently they made it so, like, they started giving a lot of reinforcements and gamers started losing. So veteran gamers were going to fight the automatons, and all the green like players that would show up would play against the bugs, which were easier.
Right.
So all of a sudden they started losing control of this place, and the game actually adjusted. The guy made sure that the adjustments happened to where now you're trying to dig in harder and harder and harder, and they were trying to push all these people there. And so as of I think it was as of the 15th, they actually have called it the Massacre at Malevelon Creek, and that's the
Jesus.
official title.
Bro, no,
and
it
people
went from-
are referring this as Space Vietnam. Like
It's bad.
People
Space
have.
Vietnam.
It's really bad.
I'm hearing people like getting PTSD over this game, and I'm like, it can't be that
It
serious.
went, it went overnight. It like straight up went overnight. So overnight, I can't remember that fucking place that he just said.
Malevelon Creek.
Malevelon Creek went from 78% conquered.
Yeah.
Okay. To 25% conquered.
Oh my God.
Overnight. It was so fucking hard. And everyone is dude, people are begging on like TikTok and everything like that for the companies to let Xbox users get in on this because we need the backup.
Dude,
But, okay,
and
so-
Xbox users have been begging to get into it because we're like, we hear you.
This,
Like,
this
so
game
this
has
raises a
officially ended the
console war.
wars.
Yeah.
By itself, because this game is so magnificent in everything it's done.
Well, okay, so this goes more to the business aspect, which is what I was kind of researching when I saw this game.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how this was going to affect like everybody, like how
Yeah.
it's going to affect gamers, how it was going to affect everything. With Microsoft saying that they're not going to release any more consoles at all, like
Which is
nothing.
stupid, but
which I mean, is it though? Look,
It really
get
is,
into that.
but
we'll get into
continue.
that. But with the fact that Xbox said that they're no longer going to have consoles, is it going to end up being open, or is everything from Xbox just going to come over to PlayStation and Sony?
Well, they're already doing that. Xbox is going to release games that were only Xbox exclusive
Yeah.
to PS5. And
Yeah,
to
I heard
other-
that they were going to do that with
Yep.
Gears of War and like
Possibly,
a few other ones.
hopefully Gears of War, because
So-
Gears of War is the shit.
So, with that being a question, as a non-gamer, I used to be a gamer. I used to
Yeah.
play like old school games that I could play.
Mario.
Like, bitch. No,
Duck Hunter.
Like
That
the
was-
last
Duck Hunt, bro, was stressful. Fuck that.
Oh my amazing. I love
And
that
I just
one.
want to say for the record, fuck that dog, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
no.
dog could
No.
get it. That was gonna fuck it up.
That's why I loved E-Bomb's World, because E-Bomb's World gave you a version of
Where you could shoot the
where you
dog.
could shoot the
Yeah,
dog. And
fuck
I was like,
that
yes.
game, man.
Anyway, laugh at me. No, the first the last game that I played pretty much was and I'm gonna show my age, obviously.
42?
Was Black Ops 2 and
It's a good game though.
what was it? And then Halo Guardians.
Hey, you know what?
bro.
I realize that you
Long
can't call
time ago.
yourself a gamer anymore, even in the past tense.
It's been more than 10 years since I've played.
Yeah.
So as a non-gamer, I was looking at it from the outside, and I was kind of like seeing how that was going to go with Xbox disappearing. With the fact that they have this guy controlling the difficulty pretty much
Yeah.
of the game, how do you think that's going to affect as the Xbox crowd starts moving in? Because they will eventually. How is that going to affect the game? I feel like it's going to be too big of a task for him just to complete on his own. Like, isn't he going to need more assistance, like more?
So
possibly
we
from
say
AI?
it's a developer named Joel, but it could just be multiple developers.
Or
under
is he
the name.
controlling the difficulty of the AI itself
So,
in the game?
I think he's controlling the section because when you play the game, they're in sections. So you unlock like 4
He's-
planets.
So he's actually in control of the actual like game. Like he acts as the game master
Yeah.
overall. So if you start if everybody starts beating the automatons, he puts in more bugs so that
Yeah,
the bugs get
But
stronger.
what I'm saying is that instead of focusing on the whole game and upping the entirety of the game, he's probably upping just that section. Which, if you think about it, if you're going to be a developer, instead of having stress of doing each individual fucking planet, you can do just a section.
I see.
know what I mean?
I see. So he's made the game difficult overall, and as they start failing, he recovers in those sections.
Yeah.
he kind of is
Exactly.
like the old,
He pulls it back or pushes it forward, however it needs to
Which
be done.
motherfucker
right?
has it at 10?
I feel like that still would cause an issue with more users. There's gonna be more people breaking that difficulty, pushing that barrier further. That it might end up being too much for him to just handle on his own, even if it's only
Hire an
sectionalized.
intern, man. I'm telling you. Like
Hey, yo, if that
But-
job is a real job, please get me up in that.
What did you guys think of the fact that that another what is it? Is it 343? Is it 343 or 434 developer that he wanted to release an ODST part
434.
2? 434. Yeah, a 434 developer that he wanted to release Halo ODST part 2 that was almost exactly. It is 343, right?
343,
Thank
my
you,
fuck,
thank
man.
you, Gintech. Thank you. See, someone with fucking class.
Hey, fuck yourself.
So with the fact that he was going to pitch ODST, an ODST game that was just like Helldivers, how do you think that's going to affect the way the games are just played in general? Do you think everything's going to go to this like they did with did with Battle Royale?
So
Like
that's
they're all going to go
that's a
straight to
great
this?
question because I initially was thinking about that question. Is this going to change how developers make games? And absolutely it is. I mean, think about it like this, right? Fortnite first came out. Not many people blinked at it, but the people that gave it a chance all of a sudden started this huge phenomenon. And it lasted so many years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine how many licenses they've got to use the characters that they have to the point where you now have Family Guy characters in your game.
And with all those, like, because if this is going to be a new wave like how it is right now, all those users from there, all those users from Xbox, everything like that, it's going to affect the game. It's going to affect the difficulty. You're going to have more people who are just as good as they were on Fortnite on this game. Because right now we're just seeing, believe it or not, we're seeing people barely getting into it. Maybe people who are good, but not at the top tier level. Those people still haven't came all the way yet. There's still a lot of people from the top tier levels that haven't moved
coming
over.
is the hardest part.
Yeah. Not for me. Anyway, but
Some pineapples.
with those issues that arise in the game with this 343 developer, who do you think is going to pick them up now that the console?
Everyone's
Everyone's going to try because he came
gonna
out with the ODS.
So think about it like this, right? You have essentially the keys to the kingdom in your hand. Like maybe your first Helldivers wasn't like the great game of the world, you know what I mean? But you came out with a second one. It gave you a nostalgic feeling from third-person shooters that you had. It gave you familiar designs. So, like, look at the character design itself. You have someone who looks like those the Spartans from ODST. You have them with kind of like a cross between that and the Mandalorians from the Star Wars. But in that aspect, you also have the same kind of story that you would get from like Starship Troopers, almost to the T.
And not only that, the creator of Helldivers 2 created a revolution in the gaming world. Now there's companies that are making millions of battle royales and shit like that are now terrified that no one's going to play their fucking game.
No one's going to play their game.
Exactly.
That's literally what's
so now game companies, game developers and stuff like that are now stymied because they're like, okay, fuck, now we have to come out with a better game than Helldivers 2. You know how big of a platter that fucking is?
And we went from fighting each other to fighting off, like you gave a common enemy for everyone to unite against, and that right there is why it's so big. You went from, okay, we have teams of 4, we're going to fight other teams of 4, to we're going to liberate an entire planet. That's every gamer's fantasy.
And that's why Halo was such a big thing when it first came out, because you had a common enemy. The aliens, the brutes, the fucking flood, everyone was there as an enemy, and then they stopped that. In which a lot of people, a lot of older generations were like, okay, why the fuck am I going to play a game if they don't have that shit anymore?
Because online game came out, like online play came out. That's when everyone started liking that, like the team deathmatch.
Yeah, where you could fight each other.
Yeah, where you could fight each other.
It was great. And then now this one, now that you have a common enemy that everyone is playing, and what's great about this fucking game is that if a planet is liberated, it's liberated for everyone. Meaning I can't go back and play that.
Oh, so it's interactive with everyone.
Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So if you liberate a planet, that planet is forever liberated until the automatons fucking want to be pieces of shit.
I feel like such an old person right now, bro. Like I have like almost no clue what you're talking about. That's crazy.
Aren't you an old person though?
Anyway, but no, like, okay, so you guys predict that this is. You said that this is going to revolutionize. You said that this revolutionized games, like pretty much the gaming world in its entirety, everything like that. All the developers are going to start swaying this way. What about this creator? What does he do? What do you think is going to happen next? Where do you think he's going to go next for the game? Because you have Helldivers 2, it's a big hit, and at some point, the crowd's going to want more.
They already have complaints.
So this is what I'm thinking, right? Because most games, what they do is that because they're closed off, they do what's called like expansions, where they add to the game, but you have to like kind of like download it or pay for it, whatever. I see with this, because their microtransactions on the game are actually micro. They don't affect the gameplay.
And not only that, you don't have to pay for credits.
Yeah, there's ways to get ways to get currency in the game, right?
So with that being the case here, you basically have stopped I'm going to buy like the credit card warriors.
Yeah.
You know?
The EA Sports cheaters.
Yeah. Right.
I hate those people.
So it's one of those things where here's what I imagine. I imagine updates versus expansions, where you're going to get stuff like you're going to get bug fixes. You're going to have stuff that changes,
literal
guns.
Bug fixes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Guns that did like a phenomenal amount of damage may get nerfed, but they'll make up for it in a different area.
Yeah.
Like things that'll just kind of like expand for the actual people. In regards to the story itself, I think they're not going to finish this for quite some time. What I'm really hoping it does is that it takes on that the Warframe approach.
Warframe was not that good though.
Warframe was not that
I fucked with it for a little bit, but it was not as good.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the frame. But honestly, if you were to compare the two, Helldivers does have a better kind of... It has a more companion feel to it. Like, you want to get in and help these people, and you want to get in the trenches and stuff like that. And that's really what makes this so attractive, is that, like, it's no longer where it's like, I can only play with 4 people, if that, and we all do the same mission over and over. Maybe some people get stuff, maybe some people don't.
Right.
This time it's like you, me, Andy, all in the trenches with 6 other people from Arizona or around the world that we don't know, fighting the same thing, like breaking down like doors, buildings, the whole shebang. Like it's just, I would be completely shocked if this was just closed off and they were just like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that they will add more worlds. They may even add more enemies, which would be exciting, because where do you go from robots and bugs?
You don't think
hopefully there's humans
to this? You don't think they'll make a third version of it? Or
what,
a third one of it?
What I hope they do, actually, personally, in my opinion, is give us better guns. Because let me explain to you, okay? When I say better guns, the automatons and the bugs have heavy armor.
They're bugs.
Oh, listen, hold on.
Exoskeleton.
They have heavy armor, and they give you light armor weapons.
Oh boy.
So
Wow.
four
They just-
clips take on one opponent, and you have to resupply.
Oh goddamn.
Yeah, I know it's fucking terrible.
Why?
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
But that's what separates those veteran gamers from those
Yeah.
newbies, and that's what makes it great. Is because
It kinda
at
puts
some
everybody
point,
in an even playing field now.
before February 15th, before that huge like massacre, you had all of those newbies joining the veterans to fight because it sends you out calls saying that they need help on certain planets. So you don't just sit there and be like, oh, I can go to this planet. They send out a call saying like, hey, we need help.
Yeah, you
And
have
not
to
only
come-
that, let me explain to you why having light armor piercing rounds is so fucking effective, and it fucks with you mentally. Okay, so when you're fighting the automatons or even the bugs, right? Like I said, that they have heavy armor. If you look at them and you grab an assault rifle, right, that's supposed to fucking do damage, and you shoot at them, you can see the bullets bouncing off the armor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying.
And you're
and
sitting
those
there,
bullets-
you're like, fuck.
From what I've
You're doing
seen,
nothing.
from what I've seen, those bullets can bounce back and hit you.
Yeah, they can.
So like you can take
sir.
ricochet damage. I've seen people who have like done the supply drop and it drops on top of them and
Oh,
kills
yeah.
them. So like you're not like, this is not like when you get down you're the baddest of the bad. This is like real life. Like you get down there's shit that can happen.
And if you go out of bounds for about 5 seconds, they start attacking you. Your own people. Your own ship will call you a traitor and start shooting you.
Why would you play this game?
It's not, dude. It's a great game. It's fucking, let me explain to you. The only heavy piercing rounds that we have are bazookas. That's it. And do you understand that you need a weapon, and it takes away your primary weapon? So it's either having a bazooka and a pistol, or having an assault rifle and a pistol. Good
With
luck.
the pistol, you're gonna be fucked no matter what.
The pistol's actually very strong for some fucking reason.
Really?
Yeah, the pistol's very, like, remember Halo 1?
Pistol?
Pistol, when it will fucking just decimate?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it does.
You shoot them in the leg, their head came off. You're like,
Dude.
what happened?
It's still light armor piercing, but it's still fucking great, though.
That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
I've seen this gameplay has gotten me so excited that I was like, I'm picking up the controller, but I have an Xbox, so I'm sitting here waiting for them to like give out the call, and I've got it.
Everyone is waiting for Xbox to join.
That's what I'm. And the Xbox players are
Already.
waiting. To, like,
Dude.
this is one of those things that it's like I am full send on this. Like, if you're not playing it, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, this is what I imagine to gamers is today what bell bottoms was to the youth of like fucking the 70s.
Please don't ever mention bell bottoms or
Swear.
flat pants
Dude,
on
he
this
hates
podcast.
he
I
hates
will
bell
hurt
bottoms.
you.
Swear.
He
I will hurt
fucking
you.
hates bell
You
bottoms.
cannot pull off bell bottoms or trap pants. No one can. No one can. That's the thing. No one can. No one can. You cannot, Gentech. You specifically cannot. You Vienna sausage looking fuck.
You
And
are
there's
not even
there's a
allowed to
quote-
wear tight pants,
there's a
my guy.
quote
Like,
inside the game. There's a quote inside the game that everyone repeats. One, for Super Earth. Okay? For democracy. And the only good bug is a dead bug.
You said
Yeah,
two
we-
and you pointed three.
I know.
yeah.
All right. Dope.
I remember last
The
second.
fucking
there was a
math
third.
ain't mathing right now. Mike.
I remember the last second there was a third, so I was like, I'm gonna stick with it. Fuck it.
That's what you were saying for democracy.
Yep. For
So it's kind
democracy.
of like with Warhammer, blood for the blood god, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, something
blood
like that.
for the blood. That's dope.
Right.
But
That's fucking.
yeah,
That shit makes me want to.
but the second
yeah.
part of that is skulls for the skull throne.
That's fucking dope too.
That's
even
fucking
better.
gangster. Yeah,
That's
See,
gangster
that's
as fuck.
why I like that game.
That's-
That's gangster as
dude.
fuck.
And so, with that being the case here, what do you think? Like, I mean, obviously, you've talked about the weapons improving, but what could improve the gameplay as well? Like, what do you think would really make it
So with
better,
the
or
server-
what would make it worse? To be honest with you, what could be like the fuck this game, I'm out, or what could be the I'm all in?
Zombies.
Yeah,
You know what? You say it as a joke. If they would have had that, I'm like, fuck me, dude.
I'm like, I think I'm done here.
No,
I think
like
to
just
make-
on the same planet as another enemy. Like, imagine,
Right. to make this game better, in my opinion, you'd need transportation. You don't need a transportation where it has like a gun, just transportation in general.
You wouldn't.
Because what do you mean?
they would up the difficulty and give you transportation with no wheels
With no wheels.
or with square wheels.
Yeah.
And be like, good luck, bro.
Good luck, dude. Or like it's not like or like the armor of the vehicle is at like 2% already.
It's uphill
Like,
and the
bitch.
transmission's bad.
Right. Some shit. No, I would prefer transportation because the planets, even the level that you're in is not that big. When you're running and you're trying to reach the the exfil, and you're like, it says it counts down. By the way, it's like 2 minutes, right? And you're over here, and the exfil's over here, and it takes like 8 minutes to travel that. You're trying to fucking sprint while trying to kill automatons and bugs, and you're like, fuck.
So are the characters limited in their capabilities when they go against the automatons and they go against?
What do you mean
stuff?
limited?
Like,
Do you run out of stamina?
Oh
you
yeah,
run
no,
out of
100%.
You do?
Yeah.
And
that's-
not only do you run out of stamina, you run out of stamina in like 2 seconds.
Oh, these guys are dicks.
No, and then you have armor that you can get, right?
Yeah.
Like heavy armor, and you're like, bro, I'm protected. But then the heavy armor makes you fucking walk because it's too heavy for you.
Wow, so you can't.
No,
like,
so it's either light armor that you can fucking sprint, but they can kill you like a motherfucker, or medium armor where you're like jogging. You know, you can fucking
like a your jog or my jog?
like a actual fit person's jog.
Okay, cool.
Like-
Like that one.
Like,
Okay,
like that,
I
like that.
I got that.
You can jog,
I can jog a little bit faster than you, but not by
A little
much.
bit.
I was like, that's not good.
but you can jog and have good protection, but it doesn't really do shit to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're still slow. But the heavy armor, you're like, okay, I'm protected, but then he's just sitting there. Hello.
That's
It's like,
horrible.
bro,
Why are you moving at a turtle speed?
right? And I'm like, dude, no, you can't.
They don't give you like perks or anything, or any power ups or anything.
Oh no, they do.
Just doesn't last long.
No, it can kill you.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it can kill you.
What do you mean it could kill you?
Let me explain. Okay, so we there's I can't remember what it's fucking called. Oh my god. I'm gonna call this a power up, but it's not really a power up. It's something you can summon to help you attack the automatons or the bugs, right? And it's a turret. And you go, fuck it. Bah. I'm gonna throw a turret.
It can shoot you.
No, it shoots you. Uh-huh. If you don't lay down, it kills you. So like, why bother?
You're making me want to play this game a lot less, just for my
Because
mental,
why bother?
for my mental stability.
No, and what's worse? What's worse about that is if you die, your weapons stay there. You don't respawn with the same weapons.
So what do you-
Your weapons stay there.
What do you respond with?
So like they have like a little power up that you can get like a heavy machine gun, right? And you can fucking decimate people. But if you die, that heavy machine gun stays there.
What do you restart with?
Your regular pistol and assault rifle.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I forgot to tell you this. This is a perk that you find in later in the game. Once you're level 7, you get this perk, okay? But you start every game half ammo.
Why?
So let's say you have.
I think you mixed up the word perk and curse.
No. That's how you
So
start off.
hold
hold
on.
on. That's how you start off first. Okay, with no perk. Okay, with no perk, you start off. Let's say the shotgun that I have has 40 rounds. Right? Oh, and they go by rounds, by the way. I'm gonna continue on how this fucks you. Okay, you have 40 rounds, so you start with 20.
No.
And you fuck with it.
Absolutely
right?
not.
There's a perk though that you can get for your pod that you land in that gives you full health or full ammo. The only fucking thing is with the assault rifles, right? If you have half clip, right? Us gamers that know first person shooting, once you kill an enemy, you reload, right? Because you want to stay full and just make sure you get fucked. No, they fucked you. So if you're half clip and you reload, you lose that clip. You lose the rest of the clip.
Like,
yeah,
you know, in real life?
yeah, no, 100%. So it fucks you more. So you're running out of bullets quicker, and then you run out of bullets.
So they just fucked every gamer. They're like,
And then-
oh, remember
and
what
then-
you're used to? Nope.
And then after that, there's something you can summon a resupply, so you can get your shit. But there's a timer. There's a cooldown for about 5-10 minutes. So if you run out of ammo, guess what? The fuck?
You're doing a lot of running.
You're doing a lot of running.
Oh my god. I hope you're wearing light armor because you're gonna be running, my
And
guy.
then they have random outbursts where you could be just chilling. There's no enemy, and then it goes outburst, and then like an automaton with a fucking AT-AT and a tank comes in, and you're like, hey, dude,
Can you give me something
like
easy?
fucking relax.
That's fucking
They were
terrible.
not about the
This game
relax.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking great game,
Yeah.
dude.
Like, clearly, I like the bad life because this sounds amazing to me.
This game gives you Stockholm syndrome because
Dude.
you just keep coming back. Like,
This is like the best kink ever, bro. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like excited.
This is definitely abusive X syndrome. Like you,
and you text her,
going,
I miss you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many red flags. You have to ignore them.
Yeah. I can fix him though. I can
Yeah.
I can fix the game.
After you play the game, after you play the game, the red flags turn pink.
Why? Oh, because you're like, it's not that
It's
bad.
It's fine. I'm like,
You know, this is way better than when I first started.
The bugs only hit me because they love me. It's okay.
oh, dude, no, it gets worse. It gets way worse than what I'm.
He's just like, thank you for correcting my style.
They have difficulties, right? They have difficulties. Beginner, easy, medium, hard, extreme, and Helldiver. Let that sink in.
Where does it
for a
become hard? Easy?
Easy.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you why. Beginner gives you like maybe 10 enemies, and you win. Yay! Right? Easy. They go, oh, everyone, and they just fuck you, and they just fuck you
One after the other.
I wish that was a joke. They just fuck you. I went easy on the automatons, right? The Terminator fuckers, right?
Was this
all
when
right.
when you brought it out and we
Yeah,
saw?
100%.
Oh my god!
So that was an easy.
that was easy.
Easy. Okay, so I brought it up to show them this game, and I was on easy on the automatons, and I landed, right? And they go, okay, take over this base. Okay, logically, any gamer can go, fuck you, I can take out this base like nothing.
take me a few minutes.
Right. No.
You know how many bases I've taken out in my career?
Right.
Like,
I've taken out fucking fortresses. Fuck you.
I fucking smashed on King
You-
Koopa.
King Koopa. Bowser ain't have shit on me, bro. Okay.
Every castle. I found Peach, though.
Yeah, I found
everyone.
Peach,
I
bitch.
found her.
Fuck
yeah,
you.
she was in a different castle, but I went through it.
So you have to go into this little fortress thing, right? And when you get in there, when you see the thing, they don't hear you at first, okay? Because you can sneak. Apparently, I didn't even know that was a fucking thing, but apparently you can.
You figure they'd take that out.
Right? Why not?
Advantage? No, absolutely not.
Right. So when you shoot, they all get alerted, right? And then you go, okay, I can take on the people on the. No, they have turrets. And the only way to stop them, is to throw a grenade in an air vent of the thing that's replicating them.
It's only 2 meters long.
It's like this big, dude. It's more. That's what I was about to say. It's not more than the swamp rat. So you have to fucking throw that bitch. It gets worse. Let me explain to you. Okay. I'm gonna go back to bugs. I'm not even going to automatons yet. The bugs. Okay. They have a hole in the ground, right? And you can throw a grenade up in there, and it closes, right?
Yeah.
No.
No.
What happens is that the hole, you throw a grenade in it, right? But if you don't hit it directly, it can hit on the side and not blow it up. So you lost a grenade for no reason.
So you had to be like Tiger Woods.
You have to be like, you have to be fucking, Kobe.
He didn't miss. Not even off the side of the mountain.
He
I'm
did
sorry.
miss though.
Anyway.
He did miss.
So-
so you have to fucking hit it directly, or you miss the fucking little pod thing that's releasing the bugs. So the same thing with the automatons. You have to hit a little vent, and if you don't destroy it, and they keep coming.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they don't stop until you do it.
That's why they're called automatons.
Yeah. And no, it's a lot worse, son.
You know what?
need to
The
play.
more that I hear this, the more that I'm like, they should add zombies. They should add.
They should not add
planets.
zombies.
Yeah.
That would be
you have
horrible.
the enemies that you have are people, right?
Okay.
You can do people, not real people, but like AI.
Yeah.
I was about to be
people.
like, no Russian.
Right, no Russians, right. They have people, the automatons, and bugs. Okay? Now, each individual one has like a giant, okay? Where in the bugs, you have these bugs that are like skyscrapers. But you don't just fight one, you fight 10 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus the little ones that you're fighting. So,
Oh.
yeah. And the only way to kill those is to have a bazooka. Do you have a bazooka? I don't.
I don't.
I don't. I want to kill the rest of the fucking bugs. I don't have a fucking
give me a
bazooka.
minute.
Right.
I'm just trying to live.
And the automatons, I think I can't remember what the automatons have. They have something huge too. I think it's like an AT-AT, but it's a fucking huge ass monster with chainsaws as hands. I don't know.
So
I've seen those. They're like, I think they're called like Terminators.
They're called like berserkers or something.
Yeah, they can't use the phrase Terminators, but they're basically
Right.
fucking
I
like
feel
they
like-
have the same skull.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy who created this is like receiving a huge dose of karma. He's just like, they keep coming. They just keep coming on the servers. Why?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, bro, we're here.
Yep.
You fucked us up.
He
We're gonna fuck you up.
said, "Fuck them players, bro."
But it was so.
he said,
it was
"Fuck them
such
kids."
It was stratagem. That's the word I was looking for. The perk instead of the perk, it's called stratagem. Sorry, it just hit me. But yeah,
No. It's not a stratagem. In stratagem, like with stratagems, like in Warhammer, they benefit you. This doesn't sound like a benefit in the slightest.
Oh no, when you get your full ammo and everything, that's a stratagem.
The fact that you say when you get your full ammo.
to be 100% candid with you, you saying that like, oh, it just hit me. A lot of things fucking hit you. That's
Right.
why. That's why you over here like
It's not
going
even a
back
joke,
to that.
bro.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
And then when you spawn in a little pod. If you hit your teammate, the teammate dies. You can kill everyone with anything.
Yeah.
And that fucking
So
game is horrible.
there are strategies that people use when they're being launched where they aim for the hordes of the enemies.
Fuck
and
yeah.
if you miss it, you're surrounded. If you hit them, you do a lot of damage. So like you can go through and hit one of those giant ass tanks and gone. But if you miss, you've got a giant ass tank in front of you.
It's like pregnancy.
So,
You pull out, you're good. But if not, you're
yeah,
fucked.
exactly.
It's for damn sure.
Well, I mean, like you were fucked whether or not you didn't pull out.
Yep.
I'm just saying the whole.
But-
anyway, so how do you think that other games are gonna try to rotate this with that strategy, with the fact that they have all these incoming, with the fact that they have the upper, or not upper, that's not a word. Well, I mean it's a word, but it's just not the right one for this one. The upped difficulty, that's not a word. But that made more
you
sense.
mean the increase in difficulty?
Yeah, that word,
Okay.
increase.
Cool. There we go.
Increase in
Fucking-
difficulty.
You're
That's
lucky
the
I'm
word.
not a wordalizer today, bro. Like fuck.
Wordalizer.
Stop. So like, because I can't see something like, well, maybe I can, like Fortnite adapting to this.
I
can't
think-
see something like more like I could see Call of Duty kind of adapting to
Yeah,
this.
but I don't think Call of Duty,
So-
even if Call of Duty does it, and Call of Duty is a fantastic franchise, I think if Call of Duty were to do this, though, they would fall short significantly.
Extremely. I think Fortnite would do it though. I don't think they would do it to the extent where they were as great as Helldivers do.
What would they use?
They had
as,
zombies
like,
in Fortnite.
They would they'd find something, like they would make it so that they could do it. Like remember they had the giant like Godzilla versus the robot.
Dope.
They would find something. A lot of new games that are going to come out are going to have this kind of tag where it's like co-op, for everyone, like everyone's included. Or I honestly think that you're going to get games that are now going to be like so far out there that they're almost to the point where they're brazenly taking the entire plot. Like they might, instead of stratagems, they'll just flat out be like, it's provisions, it's
Perks. It's something,
It's-
whatever.
They'll straight up take it. Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
take it and then they'll apply it and be like, hey, it's this, or and what they'll do is they'll fall short because what makes this game different than the others isn't the fact that they have all this stuff. What makes it different is the difficulty and the interactiveness.
Yeah.
And what those other games are going to do is they're not looking to just kind of like make their game. They're looking to just get the buck and get out.
Which, however, all assumptions aside, if a lot of companies start making games like this, it's a fucking breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because a lot of games have been just single player or like battle royale, which is like, all right, cool.
Which is part of the reason why I kind of fell off. I was kind of like,
Right.
I'm kind of done with this. Like,
Right.
this is very repetitive.
It gets boring.
Yeah.
It gets boring after doing the same thing. So if everyone starts doing something like this where it's community based, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a breath of fresh air.
I think it's absolutely a great idea for them to have come out at this particular time, because what started to seem like, you had games like Baldur's Gate 3 that came out, and it was an amazing game.
fantastic game.
It showed them that they had capabilities to kind of make great games.
But then you have like games like Diablo 4 where you're just like,
where like you want it to be great, but it's not.
Diablo 4 at first was fucking fantastic.
Name where on
And
the
then
planet.
they fucked it up.
They kept messing
from
with
the
it to try and make
from
it.
the initial, it was horrible.
No, initial was really good.
From the first, when they first started it, there was things that they needed to fix, and they, instead of fixing those things like they should have,
Right.
they made it worse. So
They
that
tried
was
to make
the
it
problem.
better, and they made it fucking
So
substantially
what
worse.
happened is that they found, we've already been through the rants on Diablo 4,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
found the bugs, and instead of fixing the bugs, they made the other things
Worse.
They nerfed more
So you
instead of
didn't
giving,
notice the bugs.
Yeah.
Which Baldur's Gate 3 has to be the best or one of the best games of all time.
It came in and it was like, how many nominations? So it was like a
It was
shoo-in for game of the year.
Fantastic.
So what are the negative sides to Helldivers 2?
PTSD.
I mean, besides psychological and emotional, and
There's none.
Again, I would say transportation wise, there's a lot of mobility that needs to be fixed.
Not about adding, but at the game itself. As the game itself, as it already is,
Yeah.
what are the negative aspects? Not
That's
the
what I'm
fact
saying.
that it doesn't
So-
have transportation, but like, do the characters move well?
Yeah,
Is
no,
there
the characters
lagging?
move.
Is
The
it-
characters move fucking fantastic.
What about the interaction with the actual environment? Do you think that there's any sort of lag with, like, how they blow up rocks or trees or anything like
No.
that?
Is it
Believe
like
it or
the
not,
same
I haven't
blow up
seen any-
pattern everywhere, or do they take the time to where they're like, oh, it splinters differently?
Oh, it
or they
splinters
do-
different.
oh,
Yeah,
it does?
100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
everything is a lot. Everything has its own specific details that are very in tuned.
Yeah.
So, like, even when I was telling you that when you shoot, you see the bullets fly off. They
Yeah.
don't fly off always in the same direction.
Right.
They don't always fly off. You don't always see them. One on the right, one on the left, one on the other side.
Yeah.
No, there were some that are fucking wherever.
Like, and I know it sounds like something basic, but just from games that I've seen, even recently, they still do the same like exploding pattern and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not even like cheesy games where you're like, oh, it has to be like that, or like we're making it like that on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be like realistic games that you're just like, it's the same thing that you're just repeating it in a loop. Like, what the
Right.
fuck? Like, I know it maybe not mean anything to people, but I love like little details like that. I love like things like that draw me into not just games, but movies, shows, and stuff like that. Little stupid little details to me are like stupid important.
Same. What I also like, and it's a small ass detail that made me love this game more, is that when you start off the game, your suit is nice and clean, your cape is nice and clean. When you're done with it, your cape is damaged, you're dirty, you have blood.
Oh, so it looks like you've actually been in battle.
You've been in battle.
No clean slate
No.
over and over. Just
You come. I got into the helicopter. Fucking my face was covered in blood. My cape was green. It's black. Whatever.
Oh, shit.
Like it's genuinely a good game. It's really good. I personally don't have that many complaints. Sometimes it is laggy, but that's because the servers are filling up.
Right.
Yeah,
I
very
would say
quickly.
your best bet is the negatives is that it's not on all platforms.
that.
And you don't have the amount of servers you need. But all of that is like easily repairable. I mean, think about this, right? This isn't like a free to play game. You have to actually buy the game.
It's worth it. Every dollar is worth it.
How many people, first of all, when this thing released, it sold over 1 million copies. It sold, well, I think it's like short of 1 million, but it was pretty much close to 1 million copies after it was released. Yeah. This game was such a high demand that if you didn't make like enough to open up more servers, like obviously there's going to take time to build those servers, everything set up, release it to another platform. When the moment you release it to a platform, you can build even more servers. That's if you're interested. If he's already working on other projects, let the man cook.
Yeah.
Let the man cook.
So far he's been doing.
Yeah.
It seems like
I
he's been
mean,
doing right.
Think about it. You went from Helldivers 1, which was a relatively, like, if you weren't into the cult of it, you didn't really know.
It really wasn't. The Helldivers 1, I played Helldivers 1 and played Helldivers 2. Helldivers 1 was not really that interested.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a really good game, but I was like,
For the concept that it was.
Yeah, it was like, all right, cool, whatever. When they said third person, and by the way, you can do first person in that game too.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Hell yeah.
That is one complaint that I have actually. In first person, it's very choppy. So instead of being like 60 frames per second where it's super fast, even if it says 60 frames or anything like that, it's very choppy. So if you move, there's a lot of shit happening in your view that it slows it down.
Oh, I get it.
That's one thing I have to say because I do first person because it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But like when you're facing like 18 fucking enemies at the same time
can't.
and you
have
aim,
to-
it just blocks it, like it glitches.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be my complaint about that one.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add about the game?
You know what, man? I am 100% excited. If they don't release it on Xbox, I am going to get a computer for it.
Yeah, you should.
And that's just
PC Master Race.
a PC Master Race.
There's no more race. Thanks to this game, there's no more race.
Yeah, dude.
There's no more.
There's no more
There's
war.
only the gamer.
There's only the gamer.
only the gamer and the
fucking
automaton.
that's what it is.
For democracy.
I think that's going to wrap it up for our corner here. One last thing I would say to everyone out there is go spill some oil.
Yes, sir.